Today we're going to be working on our 2004 Chevy Trailblazer. I got an engine code reading of a number 4 cylinder misfire. Gonna go ahead and change out the coil and see if we can't fix that miss and get it taken care of. Pretty much a standard problem. So I'm gonna take a little bit of video here, bit by bit, changing out the coil. And I'm also gonna go ahead and check the spark plugs since it's an unknown thing. I bought the vehicle used, so I don't know what the condition of the spark plugs are either. So I'm gonna check that number 4 while I got it open and see if I gotta replace the spark plugs later on. I bought this over here at AutoZone, I believe it was, and it's a Value Crafted, which is an AutoZone part, guaranteed for a year. Basically what I'm going to do, the funny thing is with this big old white top, all the rest of them are black, so this thing's going to stick out like a proverbial sore thumb, but it does look all. It even comes with the anti-seize already inserted into the socket, so that's a good bonus. But we're going to go ahead and replace this. Total price that I paid for it was approximately let's see, $56.70 with tax. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start replacing it. I work at the Army base here at the skill center to get all my work done, and they do stock plenty of tools for you to get your job done. So it's going to make my life a lot easier, and that's why I come here to do all my automotive work. Okay, on the air box we have one bolt right here, and then we have one right back down here. Of course, we're going to have to undo the hose clamps that are, of course, on the air intake, and then we got another hose clamp right back down here that we have to redo, along with the hose that is underneath here. So I'll go ahead and remove these, and then we'll get everything going towards the actual removal of the coil. Okay, we're going to go ahead, and this is a 10 millimeter, so we'll go ahead and remove this one, and as I'm removing it, we'll move on to the next one. We'll go down here and we'll get this one here. And of course, we remove this one here. We'll go ahead and remove this and get this out of here, and we'll just go ahead and pull this off of the air cleaner area. Move that off back down a little bit, and we'll go ahead and work on the next one, which is right back here. Move the light so we can see it, and I'll go ahead and remove this one to loosen it up. And this way we can pull this air box off. You got the hose that you're going to remove back down here, and then of course you wiggle it and you pull it off. Then you got this right here that is connected on here that you want to release. You release that, and then you can go ahead and you got the hose that's connected here. You just release that, and your air box is of course set off to the side. And as you can see, I have a mouse that was building a nest in here. So we have something interesting. We had a little house set up with a mouse that was building a nest in the engine. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that clean. That's a surprise. It's got the acorns in there and everything. Everything's all set up. So we'll go ahead and replace it. The one that I am going to be working on, of course, is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to be working on this one, which is number 4. And we'll get that taken care of. Went ahead and blew out the rat's nest that was on the top of the engine here, got it all cleaned up. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this number 4 and break this bolt free. And of course that was pretty simple. Just go ahead and undo the bolt here till I can get it removed, and that is loose. And of course, use a screwdriver on there to pry this little piece up here. Then you can pull that out, set it off to the side. Once you get that gray plastic piece out of there, then you just go ahead and pinch this and then pull it to remove it, and then you can just take and wiggle out the old one, get it to remove. There we go. And we pull it out and we see that we got everything in there. This is the old one that I pulled out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and we're going to take that spark plug out, and we're going to check that spark plug to see what condition it is in. Okay, looking at this spark plug, went ahead and checked it out, and I think the next thing I'm going to be doing is replacing the spark plugs. I'm betting these things have 110,000 miles on them and were never changed out by the original owner, since I am the second owner of this vehicle. So Trailblazer is going to be getting some new spark plugs here in the future next time I have a chance to work on it. Again, go ahead and tighten this spark plug up. Just cinch her tight here. You don't want to go too crazy on it. And go ahead and get her removed. And we'll go ahead and put the new coil in and get that hooked up and start cleaning her back up and putting everything back. Now, as you can see, it looks like I have a dirty throttle body I need to address. That thing has got awful dirty. So when I do the spark plugs, I will probably go ahead and clean this thing all up and make sure that it's in a nice, good, clean shape again. Give it a good brake cleaner or throttle carburetor cleaner, rather, not brake, carburetor cleaner change, and get it all wiped out and cleaned up real good. I'll actually remove the whole thing, clean the whole thing. Just hopes that it helps give it a little bit better gas mileage, because it is quite dirty. Going ahead, and we're going to go move this hose around, and we're going to set this new coil over down on top, and we'll go ahead and hand start the bolt on this to make sure it seats right. Once we get her tight, we'll go ahead and cinch her down with the ratchet, and it is hand tighten. Go ahead and tighten this up here just snug. We don't want to get too crazy about it. Okay, nice and snug. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take this clip, we'll fit that on there, snap that into place. Remember to put this clip back in, get it seated in and snapped into place, and there you have it. Now it's quite obvious that I have changed it out, because the manufacturer, as I said, the whole cover is white compared to the other black ones. So it's going to be very easy for me to remember which one have I changed out. Got it seated back in. I got to tighten that back up. Of course, I have this clip here that I have to snap back into place. Get that snapped in, wires hooked up. Go ahead and put the air cleaner connection back on there. Going ahead and button up the screws and then bolts back on this, and we get her all put back together. Go ahead and tighten this hose clamp back up to the throttle body. Was a little loose, so I'm going to snug her up a little bit better here. There we go. Then of course we're going to go ahead and do this one too, to the air intake. Get it snug back up. Nice and snug. Go ahead and we'll get the air breather cover bolt started again. Get that one going, and then of course we'll go ahead and get this other one all hooked up. Down in the back here. Get it hand started so we don't of course get it threaded wrong. nice and snug. And we'll get this other one nice and snug. Get it tightened up too. Once it's all snug, that's pretty much it. This is all you're really going to be doing. So, got it tightened up. That is a number 4 coil replace. Go ahead and have everything done. And it is all installed. So we don't have to worry about too much more on this one. And we'll give her a test run, make sure everything's good, codes are cleared, and we'll be good to go. And we have evicted the mouse, of course, and he will have to find a different home. Some of the tools you'll need, of course, you'll need a 5/8 socket if you're going to go and change the spark plug out. So spark plug socket, a flat blade screwdriver come in handy. And then of course we have the 8mm that you're going to need in order to remove the actual coilover bolt. And then of course we have the 10mm that you're going to use to remove the air cleaner and also the hose clamps for the air cleaner going to the throttle body and the breather itself. So those are the basic tools that you're going to need to replace your coil. As you can see, it looks like it's in good shape, but it was misfiring. So as with all things electronic, we go ahead and change them. But this is Mac T, and this is how I changed out the coil on my 2004 Chevy Trailblazer Ext LT. And we're going to go on and have a great day, and of course drive safe.